What is it that you're seeing out there? I mean, I know healthcare costs are going through the roof, super concerning for us when we're doing this planning. And, it's important that our clients don't run out of money. We even have folks that come to our seminars that, something happened with their mom and dad and they've experienced that. And so they want to avoid some of those pitfalls.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit in the sense of, I think end of life is really important to plan for. But what I see more often than not is what happens if you're alive and you get sick. People don't talk about that. People don't want to think about that. What happens if you're alive and still breathing, but you can't make your own decisions? It's important not just to have the legal stuff together, because that's a very pivotal part of it. But I would say it's also extremely critical to have these conversations with your loved ones as well. And then I would loop in your advisor as well, because we all work together. I can tell you, I don't give any financial advice, not licensed in that. That's why it's really important to have what we call, your team. Your lawyer is part of it, your advisor is part of it, whoever you appoint to be your power of attorney. And that's basically somebody that you're having manage your financials on your behalf in the event you can't. If you don't, and we don't have these uncomfortable conversations and we don't get this paperwork done, I can already tell you what ends up happening is we end up in court. Very expensive for the client. It's extremely time consuming. And at that point, we're beholden to the court for everything. It's not just getting the guardianship and you're done. People really think, okay, I get appointed and that's it. No. It's every decision that we make, we have to be accountable to a judge for. We can't just move your loved one from one place to another without getting court approval. We can't sell an asset without court approval. And it's a very extensive process. There's accountings that are involved. But I can tell you so many guardianships can be avoided with proper documentation that's done. And I'm not talking about, though, documentation that you download offline. Because that I end up in guardianship court over do-it-yourself power of attorneys more often than I can admit. Because I could just tell you, if you're not going to invest the money on the front end to get it done correctly, somewhere, somehow, it's going to come back and haunt us. And that is just honestly the reality of the situation. You could spend a little bit compared to what a guardianship is going to cost you if it's not done correctly, because I could tell you one word in those documents makes such a huge difference. If there's an if where there should be an or an or when there should be an and. All of that plays such a critical role. It's very important to make sure that you get it done correctly on the front end. And I can tell you it's going to be a lot less expensive doing it proactively than in crisis, 100% of the time.